like today. It's
Definitely.
nice.
And I think it's interesting to put in perspective because I was watching the news in New Orleans over the weekend. Usually during a hurricane, they'll divert pets and stuff like that to other animal shelters. But because of COVID, they're not able to do that, you know?
Yeah, very important that they too also have a place to stay.
Exactly.
You have a plan for them as well. They're
And they're
part of
so
the
sweet.
family.
Yeah.
I know it. I know it. Well, speaking of the storm, we're going to get right into it because Ida, now a tropical storm, but still bringing quite the flooding threat, the storm surge threat, also the severe weather threat to parts of the Gulf Coast this morning. You can see here bringing very heavy tropical downpours. And the thing about this system is even as it starts to move inland, notice these outer rain bands still extend out over the ocean. And until those move completely inland, that storm surge threat and flooding threat along the coast is still going to persist. So it is not over for a lot of the Gulf Coast just yet. And by the coast, I mean the immediate coastal areas. Now, of course, all that flash flooding moving inland as the storm continues to move inland and thankfully weaken as it does so. As of the 5 a.m. advisory, this just came out a couple minutes ago. Now a tropical storm, but still very dangerous for parts of the southeast. Ida is expected to continue to weaken into a tropical depression as it moves across parts of the southeast, moving off to the northeast, well off to our north as we head into tomorrow. And that is when we'll watch for the potential for severe weather. You can see all of the area is under some sort of severe threat with the slightly higher risk for severe weather if you are west of 75. The most widespread threat tomorrow is going to be that damaging wind threat. Also the potential for that very heavy rain. We will see some tropical downpours tomorrow. Also can't rule out a brief spin up or two. And I do think that threat will primarily lie west of 75. I think that's where we're going to be focusing for that brief spin up a little bit more. For the day today, the severe threat lies out to our west. But as Ida continues to move inland and off to the northeast, that's when we will get the outer rain bands of the system. That will start as we head into late tomorrow morning. So here's 9 o'clock. Time a lot of you will probably already be at work. The severe threat will more than likely be starting to shift from the Alabama line into the state of Georgia, into far western Georgia. By 1 o'clock, we'll start to get those isolated thunderstorms within these outer rain bands. And I think as we head into the early afternoon, so 2, 3 o'clock, we'll be looking 75 east for an isolated severe storm. Again, I think the main threat is going to be those damaging wind gusts, so upwards of 60 miles per hour. And then, of course, those heavier tropical downpours. Now, here comes our last line of storms, it looks like, as we head into the later evening. I think this is when we'll be focused west of 75, where you see this yellow color here. That indicates that slightly higher severe threat. Very heavy rain within this. Also, we'll be looking for that brief spin-up tornado. You can't completely rule that out. Do I think that threat is overwhelming? No, but it's definitely not none. So it's something we're going to watch for. Be sure tomorrow you're weather aware, especially as we head into the afternoon and evening hours, as these storms more than likely will be rolling through as you're heading home from school and work tomorrow. Wednesday, we'll have a few of those trailing wraparound showers as the system moves well off to our north and east. Here's a look at the breakdown of the timing. So we're looking primarily west of 75 in the evening between around 7 and 11, but you still could have an isolated strong storm as we head past lunchtime. And then notice for the early afternoon into the early evening is when we'll be focused primarily east of 75. Rainfall wise, we're looking at maybe 1/4 of an inch and then higher rainfall totals as you go again in our westernmost counties as you'll get multiple rounds of storms tomorrow. Wednesday, we look at about a 50% coverage of rain and storms. We are drier with lower humidity for Thursday and Friday, maybe just an isolated storm or two through the weekend.